Hello boys and girls, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're watching this video. I want to thank you guys for tuning in to another ball review. Today we have a really exciting release from Storm. We have the Phaze 4. I absolutely love the entire Phaze line. I have honor scores with every single Phaze ball to date. Don't quite have one yet with the Phaze 4, but hopefully it's coming. We're going to be comparing the Phaze 4 up to the trend, the original trend from Storm, recently discontinued. I think they discontinued it a couple months ago. But they're very similar balls, and I'm really excited to compare them for you guys here today. Before we get into the video, obviously I have to give a couple shout outs. I got to give a shout out to Storm, obviously, for the continued support. It's been a fun ride since I signed with Storm in September, and I can't thank them enough, and I look forward to hopefully a long while with Storm. So they're the reason I'm able to review such wonderful balls from the Storm Products Incorporated brand. They are, and obviously I'm a staffer, but I'm going to say that they are the absolute #1 ball manufacturer out on the market in the entire world today. So stay tuned for the video. I'm going to really sort of get into a lot of my personal statistics comparing these two balls from my... I'm really blanking on the name of this app. I should have looked it up, but Pin Pal. That's what it is. Pin Pal. So I dived into a lot of my stats from Pin Pal. I have it all broken down on the sheet here, so stay tuned. After I throw these balls, we'll really dive into some of the statistics here. But yeah, also, if you want to find out a way to save yourself 20% on your next I Am Bowling or Logo Infusion order, make sure you stay tuned to the end of the video. Obviously, if you could subscribe to the channel, that would be great. I'm hopefully going to do a video whenever I guess I get a chance, breaking down my 900. And if you guys want to see me kind of get into a little bit more of the predictions as far as the PBA Tour, I'd love to go in and analyze sort of the PBA Tour. Kind of give my predictions, break down some of the week's action, and that sort of thing. So if you guys want to maybe see that on the channel, make sure you comment down below, say that you're interested. I'll certainly be willing to do that for you guys. So without further ado, we got the Phaze 4 against the trend. You guys stay tuned and watch these two balls go down the lane. And then you're just going to let go. So what you want to do is you want to make the fast fire down here. You're going to draw a line. That's the bowling ball. I'm going to draw that line. Bear drill that I do it for myself, and I do it for the high school kids that I coach. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so here you can see the ball, my layout. It's a 40 by 4.5 by 70, which is identical to the other Phaze balls that I have, with the exception that the pin to PAP distance is just a hair shorter. The other ones are a 5-inch pin to PAP. This one is a 4.5. Also, you can see I have the VLS layout on there as well, just because I want to get into a little bit more of the VLS layout system as well. Another thing worth mentioning here is the pattern that I'm going to be bowling on is a really beat-up Stonehenge pattern. I figured it would probably be a little better just to do a video without doing it on a house shot. So let's dive in. Alright, here we go. I also threw less shots this time, just considering that it is a little bit of a beat-up shot. It was going to be a little hard for me, just because of the lanes we're playing, for me to play a little straighter. So most of these shots are going to be outside. As you can see the board box down there too, just to kind of help with where that ball is kind of going down lane. But here you can see the trend, and as you can see, just a little bit more lazy, I think, down lane. Not as much continuation. Now that can be a couple different factors. As you can see, that ridiculous pin carry and me showing off there. But this ball's just got a little bit more of a kick down lane than that trend. Now that could be for a multitude of factors. It could be, just the trend is a little bit older, it's got more games on it. really only 10 more games, but you know, it's got a couple more games. It could be the coronet that makes it rev up just a hair earlier, which you know, it doesn't retain energy a little bit more down lane than the phase does. But I'm a big fan of this phase. I'm a fan of how it rolls. It's got a little bit of a mid lane hook with really good continuation down the lanes, and on beat up conditions, it works really well as well. But it's definitely a ball for fresh as well. So, last shot. Let's dive into the analysis. All right, everyone. So you saw the two balls go down the lane here. As a summary, I would say, you know, I obviously like the Phase 4, I think, a little bit better than the Trend. I think you could see they're almost identical balls as far as you know, what they do on the lanes. They both have a medium, I would say, sort of mid lane to them. You know, they're not overly as aggressive as some of the asymmetrics as they are, you know, in the mid lane. But there's certainly a punch to them in the mid lane. That being said, I think the Phase 4 is better, maybe not so much as retaining energy, but it still does a great job as far as getting through the pins. And that's something that I think the Trend was lacking a little bit. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying the Trend was a bad ball by any means. I, for one, absolutely love the Trend. And there were certainly people that loved the Trend. I think there's a lot of people on the Pro Tour that loved the Trend. I think Francois Lavoie was one of them that really liked the Trend. Obviously, Jason Belmonte. You know, so the Trend isn't a bad ball. But I think the Phase 4 is just kind of a little bit of an upgrade compared to the Trend. Now, I'm a big stats guy. I use Pin Talk, or what is it called? I'm drawing a blank here. But I do keep track of my stats. Every time I bowl, I'm always on that app. I think it's Pin Talk or not Lane Talk, Pin Talk maybe. Whatever the case is, I keep track of all my stats. And as of right now, I have 6 games with the Phase 4, and I have a 256 average with the Phase 4. Now, obviously, that's 6 games, but you know, it's still 6 games. It's still a fairly decent sample size. 256 average, like I said, I have 6 games with it, and I have 6 clean games with it. Okay, now what that means to me with 6 clean games with the Phase 4, it tells me that, and I can see it. You know, it's a ball that, yes, it might be a little beefier than the Trend. It might get through the pins a little better, but it's still not going to bite off the spot. It's still not going to jump off the spot. It's still a ball that you can really control the back part of the lane with. You know, so if it does maybe jump on you a little bit, you know, it's not going to go through the face and leave you a big ugly split. You know, it's something that you might leave a 4-pin. I've left 6 10-pins with the Phase 4. You know, so that's a 10-pin every game on average. I've left 4 pins as well. 4-pin, 7-pin, 9-pin are some of the other single pins. I think I left 2 4-pins and then a 7-pin and then a 9-pin. So, you know, that tells me in itself that, you know, the Phase 4 is, like I said, is not a ball that's going to jump left on you and leave big ugly splits. It's a ball that you're going to be really controlled with, but still score absolutely incredible. Like I said, 256 average, great. Those 6 games, I have a 279, a 260, 3 250 games, and a 218 game. My strike percentage with the Phase 4 is 78%, which is very good. Now, I only have 16 games with the Trend. I have a lot of balls, so it's hard for me to put a lot of balls or put a lot of games on a single ball. But I still have 16 games with the Trend. I have a 227 average with it. Now, if I would have picked up all my single pins or all my makeable spares, I would have a 229 average. Still nowhere near the Phase 4. 5 clean games with the Trend out of 16, so 11 with an open. I have a 279 with it, 277, 1 260, 3 250s, 2 240s, 1 230, 1 220, 1 2-teen game, and then 5 sub 200 games. I left 10 10-pins with the Trend. I've left 15 splits with the Trend. And I have a 66% strike percentage with the Trend. So again, all of this leads me to believe that the Phaze 4 is just a beefier kind of version of the Trend. It has a little bit more sort of back lane or down lane sort of control to it, but it's still going to get through the pins the right way. I love my Phaze 4. It's going to be, honestly, I think it's going to be the first ball out of my bag wherever I go. I bowled City Tournament with it this last Sunday, and I had 250 with it the first game. I ended up having to get out of it just because, I was kind of seeing some things down lane. I noticed that because it does have this R2S cover, I've noticed with this R2S cover, once you get a little bit of carry down, the ball might not finish as great. So, I threw the Phaze 4. It was wonderful. And don't get me wrong, that doesn't mean that it's not going to ever do well when you have carry down. I threw it in league the last couple times I bowled league, Friday and Tuesday, and used it for all 3 games. So certainly a great ball. It's not gonna be a terrible ball when it comes to carry down. But again, I did switch out of it after the first game, but I still shot 250 with it. So obviously when you're bowling in a tournament, you need to score. So if you see something, you're just gonna trust yourself and make that move. So yeah, Phaze 4, like I said, is an incredible ball. It's going to be a benchmark ball. It's going to be the first ball out of my bag wherever I go, considering it's sort of on that medium sort of lane condition. When you're probably, I would say probably between 39 and 42 feet, 43 feet maybe, I'm going to be using the Phaze 4 as the first ball out of my bag no matter what. It's a great ball, benchmark ball. Possibly could be one of the best releases from Storm in 2022. I know the Nova's up there. I saw the Spectre go down the lanes. I saw both of those balls go down the lane for the Players' Championship. So, I mean, they're fantastic balls. Both of them are fantastic balls, don't get me wrong. I mean, whenever you collaborate with Jason Belmonte on a ball, it's going to be great. But the Phaze 4 is phenomenal. I love it. It kind of gives me vibes from that IQ Tour Fusion, and I absolutely love that IQ Tour Fusion. So I obviously have a feeling I'm going to love this ball. So thank you guys for watching. I was going to mention something about the board box. Forgot. But board box, obviously you did see the board box when I was throwing it down the lanes. Now it's probably off by probably a board, but obviously, I think the board box is a great tool to have, and if you want to see the board box again so you're not relying on my eyes, if I think I'm a little bit off when it comes to, where that ball actually rolled over, you want to see the board box in more videos, make sure you let me know in the comments down below. Let me know if you're going to get a Phaze 4. Like I said, I absolutely love it, and I think it's going to be phenomenal, and I think you guys are really going to love it. If you want to save 20% off of your I Am Bowling or Logo Infusion order, you can use my promo code down here. It's going to be Firehouse07. You can use that at checkout and save yourself 20% off your entire order. I did see that they just added some new designs to the website. I just ordered 2. They're going to be here on Friday of the new designs. They're kind of like a USA sort of theme. I think they look absolutely incredible. So again, head on over to iambowling.com, save yourself 20% off of my promo code, and make sure you rep some of that I Am Bowling stuff. They're the reasons I'm able to do some of the stuff that I do today, so I can't thank them enough. Can't thank Storm enough. It's absolutely incredible to get these balls and represent, obviously, the best ball manufacturer in the world. So thank you, Storm. Thank you guys so much for watching. That being said, good luck and good bowling. See you in the next video.